pick for the next Attorney General. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell announced today that the upper chamber might vote on the nomination this week. This after Republican and Democratic lawmakers agreed on a bill to stop human trafficking. The bill was stalled for weeks over objections to anti-abortion language. Prosecutors in Boston are making their case today, calling on a jury to give Dzhokhar Tsarnaev the death penalty. The 21-year-old was recently convicted of 30 charges in connection with the Boston Marathon bombing in 2013. And Bishop Robert Fenn resigns from his post in the Catholic Church. This after he was convicted on misdemeanor charges 3 years ago. Officials say the bishop failed to call police in the case of a priest who was producing child pornography. Senator John McCain, chairman of the Armed Services Committee, calls out presidential hopeful Ted Cruz. This after Cruz told supporters that he was pressing McCain to allow troops to carry guns on military bases. But the Arizona Republican says he hasn't heard anything from Cruz. In Ohio, police and other rescue workers scramble to rescue these cows stranded on a highway. The livestock spilled onto the road after a tractor trailer transporting the cows crashed and turned on its side. The wandering cows closed parts of that highway.
All right, John Bachman, welcome you back here to Newsmax Now. As we reported earlier today, this deal has been reached on a human trafficking bill in the U.S. Senate that would pave the way for a vote finally to confirm Attorney General nominee Loretta Lynch. That could happen any day now. And joining us now to take a deeper look at this is Newsmax Chief White House and Washington correspondent John Gizzi. John, it's great to talk to you.
Great to be here. Thanks for having me. And what a beautiful day it is here in the nation's capital.
Well, that's great to hear. It's been a tough winter for folks up there, and it's been a lot of back and forth between Democrats and Republicans. But later today, I believe the president's going to have some congressional leaders from both parties over to the White House to celebrate this doc fix. We have this deal now on the Loretta Lynch human trafficking situation. What caused these breakthroughs?
Well, I think the members of Congress can certainly read the polls, as the administration can, about not being able to work together on certain things. In addition, when it comes to the president's cabinet, it's historically very hard, if not impossible, to permit a vote to advise and consent to the nomination. George W. Bush's first two attorneys general, John Ashcroft and Alberto Gonzales, were controversial, yet they finally had a vote and they were both confirmed. So it will be with Loretta Lynch. I think there will be enough significant no votes cast against her that she will be watched very carefully by the national press and by Republicans in Congress.
Now, recently we heard Jeb Bush say that the president should have the opportunity to pick his team that works around him. That kind of goes to what you were saying with what happened with John Ashcroft and Alberto Gonzales. But of course, was this a poor choice by Republicans to make this issue about human trafficking and the objections Democrats had about the abortion language and tying this to Loretta Lynch? Do you think they maybe regretted doing this in the long run?
No, I don't think so in the long run. That's a very sensitive issue, human trafficking, and it's one that's growing. There is never going to be complete agreement on a final bill, and every time abortion or the funding of abortion comes up in any legislation, there is almost a very sharp division along party lines.
Yeah, and the Democrats should have done a better job.
It's reached the point where pro-life and pro-choice represent the two major parties. So no, I don't think they're going to regret it. Let me also add, as a postscript to what Governor Bush said, that if one goes back a half a century, only two of the president's nominees for the cabinet, Louis Strauss in 1959 and John Tower in 1989, were rejected by the Senate.
So there you go, a lesson in history there. And before we let you go, John, I wanted to congratulate you for being selected as the man in Washington with the world's best Rolodex, the Media Research Council writing. We're putting up a screen here. Impressive, to say the least. As one reporter to another, I pay homage to your Rolodex, sir.
Well, thank you very much. I never thought, after all these years, and I've been a reporter for 36 years now, that something that I always just took as part of the task,